Welcome to another episode of The Shift, powered by ETH Insights. The Shift showcases business leaders delving into the intricacies of their fields, uncovering challenges, opportunities, and strategies for moving forward. Watch The Shift to gain valuable insights from industry experts and stay ahead of the curve.
Hello and welcome to this conversation. I'm Ashwini Mishra, Editor Technology at ETH Insights. And joining me today is Mr. Ronesh Puri, Managing Director at Executive Access India. Mr. Puri, welcome to this conversation.
Thank you very much, Ashwini, for having me here.
Mr. Puri, there's a lot of talk about hiring the right skill of peoples and talent within the organization. But what happens when you mishire? And what kind of impact would it have for enterprises who mishire?
So hiring can make and break an organization. I think very few people realize how important it is. A mishiring can cost as much as 26 times the candidate's annual compensation and can extend to 100, according to research by Bradford Smart.
Right.
And it happens 1 out of 2, according to him. So it's a make or break. If you hire very well, your company will do very well. If you have the best person for the job, your company will be the best. If you hire the second and third best, then you'll have results accordingly. Jack Welch always used to say, a good CEO for me is one who hires well. And that is what he always looked for, which is why I think GE became the most admired company for a while. So it's a make or break. I think nothing that a CEO does is more important than hiring the best for the team.
Right. You spoke about the financial impact of mishiring. What leads to such scenarios, and how can organizations prevent that?
See, they say the rarest ability is the ability to recognize ability. So it's not easy to decipher a human being.
Right.
People are more skilled. So getting under the skin of a candidate, understanding the DNA, and everybody says whatever you as an interviewer want to hear, is very, very important. And it's not easy, because hiring is both an art and a science. And the more senior it gets, more of the art of it comes in play. So you have to really dig deep and understand the DNA of a person before getting into the competencies framework.
Right.
What are the key drivers? What drives the person? What is important to that person? And what shapes the attitude, and that will shape the action, is very, very important. We just get into the professional side, leaving the personal side aside, and that's what leads to huge quantum of mishiring. 50% going wrong is huge.
Huge, absolutely, yes. Right. So, what are the best practices as an organization, as the MD of Executive Access India? What kind of strategies or what kind of processes or policies do you advocate for enterprises to ensure that the mishiring risk is mitigated?
So first of all, I think you need to spend and give it the due importance. Just expecting you to interview a candidate for an hour or 1.5 hours and then saying that, look, I understand the person, is not good enough.
True.
I'm in there. So you have to have actually multiple, I always advocate 2 meetings. One to understand the DNA of the candidate, and the other to get to the professional side. And they both should be different. Setting for the bat should be, for a DNA should be informal, for professional side should be formal, and create that environment where you get the person to talk. So I think we just take it mechanically, call a candidate over, have 4 or 5 people interview for 1 hour, keep shooting the questions, the person keeps responding. I mean, that's not the best way to get that. I think you do need to give it the importance it deserves and try to understand. Unfortunately, too much is made out of psychometric. And people think that just putting in a psychometric, they'll be able to understand the DNA. Unfortunately, it doesn't happen, because psychometric depends on one thing, which is if the response is honest, it'll give you the input.
Right.
But the output is depending on the input. Candidates will respond to what they think is the most appropriate answer, not the most truthful one.
Right.
And they're smart enough and they realize what it will entail. And that is why you get miscued responses. So use your own gut feel, get to the bottom of it, understand the DNA, understand what you want to look and get from a candidate. Put 3 priorities in with an order of priority, try and dig deep and do a lot of role play with the candidate. Past is past.
Right.
That is no guarantee for the future. I think spend adequate time in terms of understanding the future, what you want achieved, and how the candidate would actually play it up is very important.
Absolutely.
So give it the importance and spend adequate time and space the interview.
Right, Mr. Puri, while you touched upon the human element, interacting, spending more time with candidates, how do you see the role of technology here?
See, technology will help at the junior level. It will cut time at the middle level. To expect technology to give you the results at the senior level is unfortunately, I don't think possible.
Okay.
Yeah, because you will not be able to get to this kid unless you are putting a lie detector test to try to find out the responses that are being given.
I'm sure nobody would
truthful
take
or
that
not.
job
Nobody would
at
take
that
the
point.
job, and you can't really do it, and it's not legal either.
Right.
I mean, to do it. So therefore, it will have limited impact. It will aid, but it will not substitute.
True. Right, Mr. Puri, thank you so much for your insights and candid views. It was a pleasure having this conversation with you.
Thank you. It was a pleasure speaking to you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. That was Mr. Ronesh Puri speaking with us. He's the MD of Executive Access India. Do stay tuned for more such videos on ETH Insights. Thank you.